What's up, everybody? It's your boy Josh. Welcome into the brand new Bolt Fam podcast. This is episode number 34. And thank y'all for letting us do this, man. We've come and we started this in February, already on episode number 34. And normally this would be the part of the show where I introduce my co-host, Trevor, normally, sometimes my dad, other people. But for now, tonight, I am here by myself, but not for a bad reason, but honestly for the coolest reason. So I want to take 1 minute to just shout out my co-host, my brother, my best friend on planet Earth, my dog since day one. Trevor had his baby, and I'm super excited. I am a first-time uncle. Trevor's a first-time father, and man, it is a cool feeling. So I want to give a special shout out to Trevor, his wife Lauren. They went through a fairly traumatic birth. I'm not going to share a lot of details because number one, it's not really my story to share, but it was a little bit of a traumatic birth. There was some things and some complications and things, but here's the good news. The baby is healthy. Mama is healthy, and they were discharged from the hospital today, I believe. So super excited for them. And even better news for the podcast wise, and we haven't finalized all this yet, but I'll make the announcement now that I will be down there in Dallas with Trevor and Lauren to meet my new niece in about a month. I'm going down. I had to get some time off work and I had to figure out the PTO and all that. But with that being said, July 15th, I'll be down there in Dallas. And when I go, I'm hoping, and we're trying to set it up, we're actually going to record together at some point during that week from Trevor's studio down there in his apartment. And so I'm excited, man. It's been an awesome time in our family. I'm super excited for Trevor and Lauren. They're going to be amazing parents. And yeah, so y'all give them some love in the comments. Give them a special shout out. Let them know that we love them. And so Trevor, if you're watching, dude, love you, man. Super proud of you. Can't wait to have you back on the podcast when you're ready, when the time is right. But for now, enjoy this amazing time. It's a very special time to spend with your wife and your daughter. And man, it's the best, dude. I've got two of my own, and don't neglect this next 2 weeks or so, man. It's where you just get to be a dad. It's awesome, man. And then responsibilities kick in after that. So any advice? Let's do that really quick. Any parenting advice? What's your best hacks for getting a baby to sleep? Any parenting hacks for bottles or diapers or whatever y'all got. Give Trevor some love in the comments first, but make sure to give him a little advice too, because y'all know everyone who's been a first time parent, man, we don't know what we're doing. I'm 2.5 years into being a parent and I don't know what I'm doing, so I'll take the advice as well. So if y'all got any parenting hacks, let's do that real quick. Parenting hacks in the comments. So with that being said, y'all get into that, help us out on this, and then let's dive in to a very exciting episode. Today, I'm breaking down the Chargers roster position group by position group, but I wanted to put a little spin on it. I've seen people do it in the past and like for years now, because I've said this many times. I am a fan first, and I follow other content creators. I do all this stuff. I watch this stuff. I'm a consumer, but a lot of people do this. Where you break down a position group and it's quarterback is A minus or a B plus or, whatever. And it's a letter grade, or I've seen the tier system, whatever. I wanted to do a little different spin on it, and I want to do my own projection since I got some time by myself today and I'm going to spend a little time talking by myself. My projection for where each position group will rank at the end of the season in the league. Because in my mind, here's how I was thinking about it. This is just kind of me thinking at work the last couple of days of what I was going to do, how I was going to go about this. I've got it like this. It's cool to be a B plus, but if I'm a B plus, quote unquote, but I'm the 18th ranked in my position in the league, am I really a B plus? So I felt like doing this. I've never really seen anyone do this, so it might be clunky, it might be weird. I don't fully know how it's going to go, but I'm excited to try it. So let's go for it right here. We're going to start off with the most obvious position group, the one that we are all relying on. Actually, you know what? Let me share the screen here because I've got the depth chart pulled up right here, so we can all take a peek. We can do this together. Y'all don't have to just look at my ugly mug, but we can look. I pulled up ESPN right here, and we've got the Chargers defense or our roster right here. So we're going to start it off with quarterback room. The most important, obviously, depth isn't super important here because if you are at the depth, you're probably screwed anyway. So, but we got Justin Herbert, Trey Lance, and DJ DJU, because I can't say his last name even after 2 years on the roster. But so I'm going to primarily say I'm going to base this just based on Justin Herbert. I'm giving the room an A minus because if I was grading it like that, but I would say this. I think that right now I would have Justin Herbert ranked as probably about the 7th or the 8th best quarterback in the NFL. I think that's a fair ranking. Easily top 10. Probably doesn't get into the top 5 with guys like Josh Allen, Lamar, Mahomes, guys who have a bunch of MVPs and Super Bowls. So I guess, well, the only one there was the Super Bowls, Mahomes. But then you got to throw in Matthew Stafford. You got to throw in a Joe Burrow. I think has earned the right to be top 5. So I got him just outside the top 5, probably around 7 or 8, and that's where I'm gonna say. But I think this is not a right now projection. This is a where will we be at the end of the year. And I believe very heavily in this team. I believe in Mike McDaniels as a play caller, and I believe in Justin Herbert. So I believe by the end of this season, Justin Herbert will be an undoubted, no question, top 5 quarterback in the NFL, making this a number 5 out of 32 ranking is what I'm putting it at. Hate on me in the comments if you want, but I am a fan. I'm biased. It is what it is. I admit my bias, but I really do believe in Justin Herbert this year, and I believe in our quarterbacks. So that's a pretty easy one. Let's go to the second one, running back room. So we got Omarion Hampton, and we're doing the whole room. This is not one player. So Omarion Hampton, Keaton Mitchell, Kamani Vidal, and Jared Patterson is ranked in there as their 4th guy. My guess is Patterson gets cut and is on the practice squad, and you're basically looking at Hampton, Mitchell, and Vidal. With this, there's you got to look at the other running backs in the league. Baltimore's got Derrick Henry, like there's some guys, just Bijan Robinson out in Atlanta makes that room top notch. Jahmyr Gibbs, same thing, in Detroit, even Houston with, they got some guys. I'm getting Montgomery in the offseason. And so I'm going to go ahead and say, I think that this unit, again, there's a heavy swing for me based on Mike McDaniel. So I'll say that up front so I don't have to keep saying it on every room. I think they get a big uptick here. And I'm going to put them at about the 10th ranked running back room in the league. I really do think that's a fair expectation for this team, for these guys. A little bit less household names, and Omarion Hampton's a young guy. Keaton Mitchell, wasn't a starter last year. Kamani Vidal had his moments, but so not a lot of big name guys. There's not like the top guy, even though I do believe Omarion Hampton could be that. But I'm going to rank this room as a whole probably about 10. I would say they should be this year somewhere between 9 and 12. So I'm going to put them at 10. And I'm going to trust that. So y'all let me know in the comments what you think on this. Feel free to comment on any of this. Let me know if I'm an idiot. That is A-okay with me. And definitely let me know if you agree, because I don't want to just get hate all the time. So next one, wide receiver room. This is the most interesting room on the team. In my opinion, this is the X factor for the type of season we have. And this was the hardest one for me to rank. We got Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnson, Trey Harris, Brennan Thompson, Keandre Lambert-Smith, Darius Davis, and then they got a few guys back here: Delvin Campbell, Luke Grimm, Jaquay Jackson, and Devontae Ross and Sincere Brown, which I'm not actually sure who those last 2 guys are. The rest of them I know, but some interesting names here. So Ladd McConkey, does he get back to being rookie year Ladd McConkey and being a true number 1 for us without Keenan Allen? I believe the answer is yes. So I think you got to put him as a clear-cut number 1. And I think that Quentin Johnson is a very solid number 2, especially, again, in this offense with McDaniels. I said all offseason that with Mike McDaniel, he will have the Jalen Waddle role. And I think that's a great pickup. Or not pickup, great. They did a great job. I was all in favor of the pick up the 5th-year option, all that stuff. So, goodness, I'm apparently more tired than I thought. That was wild. All right. Anyways, so I love our top 2, and Trey Harris really came on, and we've got to recognize the role Trey Harris plays. Trey Harris may not have the greatest route tree at this point in time in his career, but he's an elite blocker in the running game. So he's going to be on the field because we know we're going to be a run-first offense. So he's going to play. He's going to play a lot. Jim Harbaugh came out and said our top 3 guys have clearly been Ladd, QJ, and Trey. So he's going to play a lot, but I think he's really going to play a role similar to what we saw Mike Evans. Goodness gracious, Josh. Mike Williams played for the Chargers, Justin Herbert's rookie year. And when I think about Mike Williams with the Chargers, the one play that stands out to me is the Monday Night Football game down in New Orleans against the Saints, Herbert's rookie year, and he just chucks it up. And Mike Williams goes to go get it and make a play. And that's this type of stuff that I think you'll see more of with Trey Harris this year. You didn't see a lot of it last year with Greg Roman, and obviously we had Keenan Allen in there, so he didn't get as many touches, didn't get on the field as much. So I'm a big fan of Trey Harris. I really believe in this kid. Let me keep going through the room, and then I'll give you the ranking at the end. Brandon Thompson, I have no idea what they're going to do with this kid, but I know that Mike McDaniel said he'd take his shirt off if we drafted him, and we drafted him. So I think they're going to use him. I don't know how this all fits because it almost, to me, feels like one of these guys can't stay on the roster, but I don't know who you cut. I don't know how that goes. Brandon Thompson, 4.26 speed. Darius Davis, another 4.2 something speed, maybe 4.3. And Keandre Lambert-Smith is 4.3. So these are 3 speedsters. They're just burners and deep threats, and they have a lot of things they can do with them. Gadget plays, even in the short game, yards after catch. So there's lots of ways that Mike McDaniel could use all of these guys. To me, their skill sets feel kind of repetitive. So I'm a little nervous how this goes. I don't necessarily know who they keep. Obviously, they're going to keep Brandon drafting. I don't think they're going to give up on Keandre Smith just yet. So the odd man out to me feels like Darius Davis, but he's also one of the best return men in the league when he's healthy. So maybe he sticks around a 6th or 7th receiver and return man. I don't know. So interesting thing there. There's talk about them getting another receiver. I don't think they need to, but we'll see. Let's keep moving here. Oh, sorry, I didn't give the ranking. This one's tough. I think that Justin Herbert is good enough. He just needs a league average receiving core, and I think that we're slightly above that. So I'm going to put us at 13. I mean, you have the top end like Cincinnati with Chase and Higgins and guys like that. Even New England, this year with AJ Brown now and Romeo Doubs, Keisha Kambudia. I think there's some good teams, good receiving core that I would put above us. But I think with a top 5 quarterback, top 10 running back room, and a top 13 wide receiver room, we're looking fine. And also, I want to say possibly a top number 1 play caller. That's got to factor in here. So I'm putting it in here. Number 1 play caller in the league, possibly, is Mike McDaniel. So you can throw that in here as a bonus. But so I like where we're going here. Receiving core, I understand the desire to get another guy. If they did, I would almost say you go get a big body receiver, and maybe Darius Davis is off the team or just becomes the returning guy. So we'll see. Let's jump to the tight ends. I got receivers to 13, just real quick. Tight ends. Rondé Gadsden, David Njoku, and Charlie Collar. This is filthy. And I don't think people realize just how good this is going to be. Outside of Chargers Twitter, I don't think other teams realize, and other national media is picking up on this. But Rondé Gadsden had 600 yards as a rookie, and he didn't even play the first couple of games. David Njoku has been the most steady, consistent 600-700 yard guy in the league for the last couple of years. And Charlie Collar has receiving upside out the wazoo, and he's also an elite blocker. So I love what they can do here with mixing and matching 13 personnel here. And when you put, you got 12 and 13 personnel, and you're putting these tight ends on the field with all the speed on the outside that I talked about, that's dangerous. Like, who do you key in on? If we go to 13 personnel, we put Brandon Thompson outside. What are you doing? We can throw to the tight ends. We can take a deep shot. We can set that up as a wide receiver screen behind all those tight ends. Like, there's so much you can do here. So, like McDaniel is a mad scientist, and I can't see how he uses them. I think this is a top 5, and I'm calling my shot here. This is the top 5 tight end room in the league. I mean, I don't. Again, you can't say it's the number one. I think the Raiders with Brock Bowers have that probably locked down number one. If Kittle's healthy, for the Niners, you got to throw him in there. Even I don't think he's what he used to be by any stretch, but Travis Kelce's still Travis Kelce. So I'm not going to sit here and be like it's number 1, 2, 3. But man, 5 to 7 feels really right here. Ron Gadsden, David Njoku, Charlie Kohler. That's money, man. So I'm going to put him at 6. I think that's fair. Let's put him at 6, just outside the top 5. Alec Ingold, fullback. I guess we could throw him into the running back room. I'm probably not even do this, but I love Alec Ingold. I'm really excited about this. They've got on here Alec Ingold and Scott Matlock. Matlock's going to get cut probably or go back to playing defense. So I would imagine we don't keep Matlock, but Alec Ingold is a massive upgrade over Matlock. So without ranking fullbacks, because most teams don't have fullbacks, so we'll throw them into the running back room. Probably good. I'm going to do offensive line as one unit right here. So with the O-line, what we are dealing with. Hang on, I just want to make sure my stuff is still good. Okay, perfect. So starters right now, they've got this probably wrong based on what I've seen. So I'm going to do it from what we've seen from people like Daniel Popper on social media. So left tackle, Rashawn Slater. Left guard has been Coyote Awashika, which is interesting to me because everyone kind of assumed it was going to be Trevor Penning and Jake Slaughter fighting it out, but it's actually Coyote Awashika as the starting left guard in OTAs. It's only June. We got plenty of time for that to change, but interesting that Coyotes looked really good. So good for him. Tyler Biadasz is going to be your starting center. Cole Strange is going to be your starting right guard. Joe Alt's going to be your starting right tackle. And then the backups, you got Trey Pipkins right now as your swing tackle. Travis Burke competing with him for that next spot as your left and right tackles. So I think the backups look really good there. Also, just throw in there Isaiah World. Don't forget about Isaiah World. So much potential. Like, what is it? Like 6'9", 385 or something like that. I don't have it in front of me, but so don't forget about Isaiah World. Could really develop. Really shocked he went undrafted, and I'm just curious where he could end up playing a factor. So keep him. Maybe not this year. Maybe he's on a practice squad this year, but love Isaiah World being on our roster somewhere. So, but then we go to the guards here. We got Trevor Penning, Jake Slaughter, who Jake Slaughter is also going to be our backup center, slash, probably somewhere in the guard combination here, center. So Penning's there, Slaughter's there. Kaltenberger, I don't think is going to make the roster. Logan Taylor is just a backup guard. Alex Harkey, they're going to fight it out for the last couple spots on the roster, probably. Both of them are 6th-round picks. And Ben Cleveland, the massive veteran guard who maybe they keep for a older veteran presence. And then Branson Taylor, who I just don't know how he's going to make the roster. I don't see it. But once you start dwindling it down to 53, I don't see him making it. But maybe I'm wrong. So we'll see. But this group, guys, first of all, I want to say this. Everyone's talked about how our offensive line needs guards and whatever. I look at our offensive line and I think we've got an upgrade at 4 of the 5 positions. Very clearly, not even really in my mind, super debatable. And then we've got a pretty clear, not really debatable downgrade at 1 position as well. So when you look at it, it's like, hey, Slater is an upgrade over whoever we were throwing out there last year, whether it be Austin Deculus, Bobby Hart, didn't matter. Trey Pipkins, it was a mess. So Slater upgrade, Alt upgrade. Just having those two back, massive upgrade. I'm pretty sure that Bradley Boatman was ranked like 37th out of 40 centers on PFF. So Tyler Biadasz is an upgrade. Clear cut upgrade. And despite everyone hates on Cole Strange, I want to talk about Strange for a minute. Everyone's hated on the Cole Strange signing, and he's not a good player, and his PFF grades are too low. Here's what I know. Mike McDaniel came from Miami and said, I want that guy to come with me. That's enough for me. And you know what? If he's actually on the field and not tapping out every 3 or 4 plays, he's an upgrade over Mekhi Becton. And we have to recognize that as Charger fans, that yes, we had the 32nd ranked offensive line last year. The goal is not to become the number 1 offensive line in the league. The goal is to not be that. It tanked our season. It was an albatross to our season. So here's the deal. Cole Strange is an upgrade. We're hating on this. We're dogging it. It's not a bad signing. It's not a great signing. I'm not sitting here saying it's the Tyler Biadasz signing, but I will say He's an upgrade over Mekhi Becton. That's it. That's a win. I didn't say he's a great upgrade. I didn't say he's miles ahead of him, but he's an upgrade over Mekhi Becton. So we take our win. The one slot, though, I think we clearly had a downgrade. Depending on what Jake Slaughter could be. I mean, there's a lot of unknowns with a rookie, second-round pick. But assuming, as of now, it looks like Coyote Awashika is going to be your starting left guard. Zion Johnson, despite his flaws, is better than Coyote Awashika. Pretty clearly. I don't think that's super debatable. I would love for someone to debate me, tell me I'm wrong, and change my mind, because that'd make me feel better going into the season. But I think that Zion Johnson is better, and I think the market tells you that based on the fact Zion got signed early. He got a $17 million contract, and we signed Coyote Awashika super late, didn't give him a ton of money, and so I think he's a good player. He's a solid piece. He's a role player, plug and play. He's not going to hurt you, but he's probably not going to dominate a game either. So, but he's in between Rashawn Slater and Tyler Biadasz. So I think that makes him better automatically. So I don't love our left guard spot, I'll be honest. But I think we've upgraded 4 out of 5 offensive line positions. And I'm going to say this offensive line can be the 14th best offensive line in football. And it's like, well, Josh, that's not good enough. I think if we had the 14th best offensive line in football, we would have been in the Super Bowl last year. Let's talk about it. We would have beat the Patriots if Herbert wasn't getting slaughtered the way he did. Well, the Patriots got to the Super Bowl. Now, I understand the path would have been different. It could have been a whole different thing. I'm not saying it's an automatic you beat the Patriots, you're in, but we would have beat the Patriots. I firmly believe last year we were better than New England. And I know, they were in the Super Bowl. We lost round 1. I believe we were better than New England. I know we scored 3 points in that game, but I stand by it. And then if you get to that, now we're better than New England. Well, we already proved we could beat Denver. Denver ended up knocking off Buffalo for us, so that wouldn't have been a problem. Like, you just look at it and go, man, we could have been there. And I think if we had the 14th best offensive line in football, we would have been there. We would have been in the Super Bowl last year. So, we didn't. Injuries happen. It's time to move on. But I'm excited. I really do believe in this offensive line. 14th best. So let's go ahead and speed up, because I got to get through the defense here. So, defense. We're going to go through it. D-line first. So we got Teair Tart, Dalvin Tomlinson, Jamari Caldwell, Jameer Carter, Jacobian Gourier. I'm not 100% sure if I'm saying that right. Justin Aboigbe. And then I'm going to throw out these other guys because I'm not sure really much about them. But Nick Barrett, who is our 5th round pick. We drafted him late. I think he's 5th round. So I have a lot of hope. This is one of the strongest units on our team. And I really believe this is going to help us a ton. I think this everyone talks about the safeties and the way that they deploy Derwin James and things like that makes this team go. I really think what makes this team go is the beef up front with Teair Tart, Dalvin Tomlinson, Jamari Caldwell. How are you running the football on first down? How are you running the football on second down? Oh, now I know you're throwing on third down. We bring the NASCAR package in. We bring those edge rushers and let them hunt. And our corners can just go play coverage. This is what makes our team go. What makes us dominant is you cannot beat us on first down with a running play. You can't just, and we're going to go light boxes. So now we're covering up on the pass. We're going to play a lot of zone defense. And then we're going to just rely on the beef up front and these linebackers who can get downhill like Deion Henley and Denzel Perryman. And hopefully Junior Colson gets healthy and has a good year. So I think that this is a major thing for us. I'm going to say this D-line is the 7th ranked offensive line, or 7th ranked D-line in the league at the end of this year. Now, how do you rank them? It's hard to tell on defense, whatever. So I guess maybe go off your PFF grades. We'll look at the end of the year, see how they ranked. But this is an elite unit. This is a good unit. I am going to go higher, because I was really going to go 4. And then I tried to talk myself out of it. I'm like, no, you're just being a fan. But I really do. I believe in this team. I believe in this unit. I believe in Teair Tart. I believe in Dalvin Tomlinson, Jamar Caldwell, Justin Aboigbe, Nick Barrett. I love Nick Barrett. I'm so excited for him to be on the team. So I'm going to throw that in number 4. Number 4 ranked D-line. again, not the top end talent. Like I know Cincinnati went and got Dexter Lawrence. There's some top end guys that are maybe better, but as far as the whole room, that room is complete. That room is great. Don't mess with it. We don't need to go pick anybody up, barring any injury or something like that. But that room is locked, loaded, and stacked. So let's go to the edge rushers. Outside linebacker / edge rusher. Tuli Pelotu. Jesus, take the wheel. I cannot speak tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I've worked a full week so far. Tuli Pelotu. We're gonna have Khalil Mack on the other side. Rookie first round pick Akeem Mesidor. And then we're gonna have right now we got Bud Dupree in there. I hope that doesn't stick. I hope he's gone. Kyle Kennard, we're hoping makes a big improvement. And maybe shows up there. Del'Shawn Phillips will be on the roster. He could be that fourth guy. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, no, he's more of a off-ball linebacker. But the other one that's interesting, and this is the one I wanted to get to, is why I skipped over. Nadeem Tucker, out of Western Michigan, undrafted. Every year, an undrafted guy makes this roster and turns into be someone we didn't expect. Guys like Austin Eckler. Like there's guys who just make this roster every year for the Chargers. They're really good at finding the guy. Last year we found Eric Rogers, Nico Reed, who looked really promising before injuries. So I'm really curious to see if Nadeem Tucker or Isaiah World could be that guy this year. So I really do believe in both of those guys. I'm excited for them. And if Nadeem Tucker became the fourth or the fifth edge rusher, I think we'd have that would be awesome. That'd be amazing for us because that means he balled out during camp and he looks like he's the guy. So, all right. Sorry, let me grab a quick sip. All right. So, I would put this edge room somewhere about, and this is a theme for us. I mean, I think it shows us where we are as a team. I would put them about the eighth best team in the league as with the edge rushers. So if you look at us as we're a lot of 9, 10, 7, 4, I think we're going to be a top 5 to 7 team in the league. And I think there's a potential of you're in the Super Bowl bubble. If you're a top 7 team in the league, you're a Super Bowl caliber team. It's just, getting the breaks, having a few things go your way, and next thing you know, you're in the Super Bowl. Going into last year, I don't think anybody thought New England had this good of a roster. And look at where they ended up. So I don't know that anyone really thought Seattle had the roster like this. And look at where they ended up. So I feel good about this, guys. This is making me feel really good and really excited for the season. So let's go through linebackers. Deion Henley, Denzel Perryman, the X Factor, Junior Colson. Let's see how he does. Training camp's going to be big for him. This is the biggest 6 weeks of his life, possibly. Troy Dye, Marlo Wax, Del'Shawn Phillips, Amani Johnson, Landon Bart. So, again, the end of these rooms, probably not going to be on the roster, maybe some practice squad guys. The main guys you need to focus on here, Deion, obviously, is our guy. Denzel, he's a stud. A little bit long on the tooth, a little bit older, but Denzel's still a really high-level player. Junior Colson, man, if he turns out to be what he was always projected to be, then we got a guy, and this defense is completely different. So it's really hard to rank these guys not knowing what Junior Colson's going to be. He may be off the roster, or he might be a Pro Bowler this year. I literally could see either way. He could get cut in training camp, or he could be a starter and make a Pro Bowl. So I don't even know what to expect from Junior Colson, which makes this room really hard to rank. So I'm going to put this room as the lowest ranked room so far, and with a lot of potential upside. But this is a lot of young guys here. There's, Junior Colson, we don't really know much. Marlo Wax, Del'Shawn Phillips, how are they going to look in year 2? So I'm going to put this room at 22. I don't think it's our strongest room on our team, and I feel good about it. I don't think it's going to hurt us. I don't think they're going to be like a problem that tanks the season. But I am going to put them at 22. And then maybe the room that I have the most concern about is the corners. So we're going to talk about this. I want to take a quick second here. Again, I have a lot of belief in some of these players. But my concern is this. How much was Jesse Minter making 5th and 6th round corners look better than they actually are? And I think that we need to have that real conversation. I love what Cam Hart has done for us. I love what Tarheeb still has done for us. Okay, I want to clarify. I hope, and I'm not even saying that they're going to regress or anything. I'm just saying I have a little bit of a red flag up for me. It's like, hey, are these guys going to regress? How much of it was Jesse Minter having them in the right place, the right time, and some of the best coaching you're going to get? How much can Chris O'Leary replicate that? I don't know. I really I believe in this unit, but I have a major red flag that's like, I'm scared. If there's a thing that you were like, hey, if you told me like, hey Josh, we had a year from hell, we went 7-10 and we missed the playoffs. What do you think happened? The thing that I would say is, I mean, probably injuries to number one, and number two, our corners just couldn't hold up and our secondary wasn't good enough. And I know that sounds crazy because our safeties are so good. Our safeties are probably the top room on the team, possibly. Very, very real possibility there. But I'm concerned about our corners. Let's go through them. Cam Hart. You got Dante Jackson. Dean Leonard is saying, where they got? These are hard to find. Rodney Shelley. I don't think this is right. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is right because there's a few guys missing here. But so, because I don't see Tarheeb on here at all. So I think that they're missing a few here. But I'm going to say this. I feel really good. We lost Benjamin St-Juste. So I don't know who steps into that role. I'm very interested to watch Eric Rogers and Nico Reed in the preseason. I think that is a major storyline of our training camp, is can one of those guys make the roster? Because they looked great last year, especially Rogers, man, looked great last year and then gets injured on the pick six in preseason. So the same thing that would have made him a must keep on the roster, the same play is what got him injured. So he's an interesting one to me. I would have loved to see him last year. I feel good about Dante Jackson, but also, again, the red flag for me is he's getting older. At some point, corners are going to regress. Is he getting to that point? Cam Hart, he's big, he's physical, but he can get beat. I've seen him get beat plenty. I've seen him make plenty of plays. I mean, so I like him, but he's kind of a boom or bust guy for me. And that's like, so I don't know. I'm really struggling with this room. I'm going to put him at a little bit higher, honestly, than the linebackers, just because of the Junior Colson aspect of it with the linebackers. I'm going to put him at 17. It's not a hole. It's not an albatross to the season. It's not tanking us, but it is a concern for me. So let me know. Am I the only one who's concerned about this? Do I need to be concerned about this? Someone change my mind, please. Tell me why this firm's going to be top 5 in the league. I would love that. I really question it, and I have a hard time believing that as good as I think Chris O'Leary can be one day, the year one defensive coordinator, Chris O'Leary, with only 1 year at Western Michigan as his resume, he's not going to be Jesse Minter, and it concerns me. So we'll leave it at that. I see Tardy on there. They got this really weird. Oh, they got the nickels listed lower. That's why I couldn't. I was like, I know I'm missing guys. Sorry, I see it now. So Tardy still in the nickel. Nico Reed, which, truth be told, our nickel corner is Derwin James. So, all right, safeties. Gotta love this one. This might be. I'm just gonna put it at number 1. I mean, what the heck? It's a Chargers podcast. We can be fans, and I've been negative enough with the corners and linebackers. Let's go ahead and rank them. They're going to be number 1 out of 32. This is the top safety room in the league. Derwin James is the top safety in the NFL. I firmly believe that. Love DJ. Glad we extended him. He's going to be a dog. He's well paid now, and he's going to go out and have a big year. So I expect that. Tony Jefferson, obviously a dog and a big time player, always in the right spot. I don't think there's a chance that they do what they've done with him with the cut and up and down from practice squad. He's going to make the roster, and he's going to be a big time player. Elijah Bolden, same thing. He's good, really solid, good free safety. And I got to be honest with you, I loved what I saw from RJ Mickens. That's the most exciting thing about last year to me going into this year is what does RJ Mickens look like? I really believe in this kid. And then on top of that, they went out and got Genesis Smith, who I said it during the draft process, is the worst tackler I've ever seen in my life. to get drafted into the NFL. But he's solid. He's really good. He's a freak athlete. He's really smart. He's always in the right place. Coverage skills are elite for this guy, which is why he got drafted. So he's going to be in there in third down situations. We get him to third and long. Expect to see Genesis Smith coming on the field to cover. And I like that. I think it's he'll have a good role. I don't think he's going to be a star year one, but I think he's got a year to learn. He's got a year to get in the weight room. And he's going to play in certain spots, 8 snaps a game. And I think it's a good role for him. I think he'll do great in it. So Mickens, Smith, Jefferson, Molden, DJ, number one. All right. And we're going to end on a positive. Number one safety room in the league. Let me know what y'all think. Am I tripping on some of these rankings? Do I have some people too high because I'm a fan? Or are you a bigger fan and you got them even higher? So let me know where you guys are at on this. I love hearing the comments. Like I said, make sure to give Trevor some love in the chat for being a new dad. And with that being said, we're going to tune out. We're going to get on to next week. We might be a little slower. It's the off season, not as much going on until training camp. And number two, we got a lot of change with Trevor having a baby. So a little bit tougher to record and figure all that out right now. So give us some time. It's going to slow down for a little bit, just like the NFL schedule. And we're going to ramp back up in July with training camp. So we look forward to talking to y'all soon. We will see y'all next week with another brand new episode. And make sure to let us know some things you want to hear us talk about, things you want to hear us talk about for the upcoming season. We've had obviously the things about, the top players in Chargers history and things like that. So if you want to hear some more of that, let us know. And with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. We love y'all. Bolt up. Peace out. We'll talk to you all next week.